Hello everyone, welcome back. I am Sachin Vaidya. So today we are going to see the difference between props and state. So props are used to pass the data from one component to the another component, and state is used to manage the data within the component. So let us see with a code. Okay, so this was a previous session code like where we manage the state data by using two button clicks. So either I am incrementing the counts or I'm decreasing the count and I'm updating the state. Accordingly, my UI is also getting updated here. If you see now here, I can increment or I can decrement. So let me just merge the other part. So the other part is a props. So as I mentioned, props are used to pass a data from one component to another component. So props will be sent. Okay, the props data will be sent only from the parent component to the child component. So now I'll just call this inside my product class, which is a class component here, and I will import it. Import part is already done here now. Now it should throw me error saying that get data function. Yeah, okay, like I'll just import the get data method as well inside my product class component. Okay, so now I will be able to, I will just refresh my page. I will be able to see both the components in a single web page now. Okay, so now here I have a component where I'm managing the state, and this is a component which is created by passing a data through a props. So props implies a properties, so which works very similar to the HTML attributes. So props data cannot be changed, so cannot be modified. So we call it as a immutable. So props data can be accessed from a child component after passing from the parent component. And the state value can be accessed only inside the parent component only. Okay, like we cannot pass a state value. Okay, like we cannot access the state value from another component, but we can pass. Okay, but we can pass the value, the state value to the other component using the props again. Okay, so let us see that. So if I want to send this count, okay, whatever the state is getting updated, if I want to pass this data to my child component, that is a parent product component, so what I can do is I can use a attribute, like one more attribute I'm going to add here. So I'll just mention it as a count values equal to, so this dot state dot count. So to access this value inside my child component, what I'm going to do here, I'll just do props dot count values, props dot the count values. I'll just copy the same name. Okay, using the props, I can access the values which are passed as an argument. Okay, so now if I go back to my web page, okay, the time I update a value here. So if we see now, so even the data on the child component is getting updated, right? Okay, so now here what I'm doing, the first, what I need to do is to send a data of a state to my child component. First, I should set the state value. First, I need to set the state value within a parent component. Then I can pass this state as a props. And inside a child component, I can access the data using props.key. Okay, so let us quickly see a few difference. So how exactly a props and state works. So props are read only. Okay, so we cannot modify the props value. So while state can be changed, okay, the state changes asynchronously. So props are used to pass the data from one component to another component. Okay, so basically from a parent component to the child component, and a state is used to manage the data within the component. So we cannot access the state value outside the component. So this makes a props immutable and state is a mutable. So where a props makes components reusable. So while a state cannot make a component reusable, but it can make a component dynamic. Okay, by passing the data, okay, by creating a communication between the components, we can make a components reusable using a props, while state, we can make a component as a dynamic component. So this is all about a props and a state. Like this is how a prop and a state differs. So we should be clear. So props are used to pass a data which cannot be modified, while state is used to manage the data within the component which can be modified at any point.